Folks, welcome back. Surging Sparks is now on the move. Let me show you my big surprise face. I'm not even going to take credit for this because I'm sure almost every content creator that you watch on any platform has been telling you the same thing. And so it was pretty unanimously agreed upon that Surging Sparks was undervalued. Why do I say that? Well, because it's one of the best sets in the era, and it was the same price as boxes like Stellar Crown, Temporal Forces, Paradox Rift, Scarlet Violet Base, etc. It didn't make sense for that box to be worth $240 to $250. And the funny thing is, with so many people out there saying that, with so many people out there in the comments and Discord groups and Reddit groups agreeing with that, how then did you not take action? Too many people are just too afraid to take freaking action, even when it's a glaring, obvious play. And now here we are. Surging Sparks, $270, $280 a box already, probably going to run to $300. The cases are now $1,700 to $1,800, probably going to keep running. In my opinion, I think Surging Sparks deserves to be worth at least as much as Twilight Masquerade, Obsidian Flames, which would put it in the low 300s. I believe that's likely where it is headed to. Now, looking at the market as a whole right now, are there other plays that can open up? Absolutely. Journey Together. Journey Together is entirely undervalued for what it is and the price point it's at. Let me explain. I'm not trying to say the set is extremely strong. That's not as important as what I'm about to say. Stellar Crown, not an extremely strong set. Scarlet Violet Base, not an extremely strong set, right? I could go down the list. Why then are those sets $240 to $250 a box and Journey Together is less when it has a $25 to $30 mint sealed promo inside of it, when that promo is worth hundreds of dollars in a PSA 10 condition? If you take the value of that promo out of the box, that would put the box down to what, like $210, $205 a box? Does that make sense? Does that make sense for packs inside that box to be worth $40, $50 less than all the other boxes in all of Scarlet Violet? Doesn't make sense to me. Coupled with the fact it had split production, enhanced booster boxes and non-enhanced booster boxes, when every other box only had one production. And so it probably has less out there than every other box. It's got a $25 to $30 promo, which couples with another play, possible PSA 10 for hundreds of dollars. It's not crazy weak. It's the first partner Pokemon set. You know, it's got good looking cards in there. It's just a small set, but I don't know. If I'm a betting man, I think Journey Together is a pretty good play right now, especially for the price point, especially for everything you get attached to it. Next, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Prismatic Evolutions. Got to shout it out every single video. Bundles are already back to 60. The ETBs are 115 and running. The SPCs are 260 to 270. The PCTBs are $400 again. All the cases are rising exponentially. The Umbreon EX is now over $1,100, I believe, in a raw. It's about $4,000 in a PSA 10, which makes it the most expensive PSA 10 card in all of Scarlet Violet and all of Sword and Shield era. You would have to go all the way back to Sun and Moon era to find a card that's actually more expensive than the Umbreon EX in a PSA 10. That's over 5 to 6 years of cards that do not beat the Umbreon EX. And it has God packs. And it has Demigod packs. And it has a bunch of other evolutions that are more expensive than most all the other cards in the other sets. And someone's going to explain to me how Prismatic Evolutions is not a buy. Enough said. Prismatic Evolutions, I believe in that right now. Journey Together, I believe in that right now. And by the way, going back a year, 2 years, there has been so many obvious plays that people are too afraid to just take action on because they buy in to all the nonsense that is spewed out there. By the way, guys, all the naysayers, all the bearish channels, how are they doing? What's their track record? By the way, you can go check my track record. I've been on YouTube 3 years. Go watch all my old videos. You're going to find very few things I got wrong, and you're going to find a whole lot of things I got right. Tell me how their track record is, telling everybody to wait on the sidelines, telling everybody to wait for MSRP, telling everybody not to buy this, is overvalued, not to buy that, it's overvalued. Why don't you ask those questions? And by the way, getting angry and saying everybody's irrational and everything's overpriced, that is not an answer, right? The answer is they were wrong. And they're going to continue to be wrong because just like Crown Zenith, right? Everyone said it was a great set. You couldn't find one person out there that said, you know, Alex, I just don't think Crown Zenith is that good of a set. No, everyone agreed in the whole hobby that was an extremely strong set, one of the best sets ever created, okay? The difference was some people thought it was investable. Other people said, no way, Alex, it's way overprinted. The Sea and Sky boxes are everywhere. They keep putting product out. No way it's going to rise in years and years. Look at all these Galarian galleries. Yeah, they're beautiful, but Alex, they're being ripped in mass. Way too many copies out there. The pop reports are sky high. No way those are going to move. And little by little, they fell one by one. Now Crown Zenith Packs went from $5 to $15 in a very short amount of time. All the Galarian gallery cards went like this. All the gold cards and the Mewtwo that were selling for in the hundreds to 200s and PSA 10s are now in the multiple hundreds, $400, $500. And everyone's mystified, like, I can't believe this happened. We had 151. 151 was widely available at release, very cheap. All the illustrations were very cheap. All the SIRs were very cheap. And everyone would sit around and say, man, these seem undervalued, don't they? These seem too cheap. They were. That was your cue to take action. That was it. Right now, people are freaking out about the Charizard V from Brilliant Stars going to, 1,000 plus. The Lugia V from Silver Tempest going to 1,100 plus. For the longest time, though, I know you saw YouTube videos, not just from me, from tons of your favorite creators. They all told you, this Charizard from Brilliant Stars seems way undervalued. This Lugia seems way undervalued. I don't understand why it's so cheap. Now it's not. That was your cue to take action. Guys, the longer you sit on the sidelines, unfortunately in this market, likely the worse it's going to get. And yeah, I agree. At some point in the future, we're probably going to get caught up. There will be boxes that start getting closer to that $200 price point, maybe even under $200, maybe even back to MSRP. That's great. We'll get back to the point where packs are, $4, $5, $6 a pack. We'll get back to the point when cards aren't so expensive and maybe the top hit in the set's $100 and everything else is cheaper, right? I agree. We'll get back to that point. No idea when, but everything that's already out, it's unlikely we're going to see massive corrections. Guys, Pokemon has put out statements they're printing to max capacity. Pokemon has delayed the ETBs from Mega Evolutions. They have split Mega Evolutions booster boxes and other things into waves. They have already announced, I believe, they're going to waive the release of Phantasmal Flames. Okay. They are printing all these different products, Sam's Club exclusives, Costco exclusives, the Moltres UPCs going just to GameStops. They have so much on their plates. It is extremely unlikely, no matter what you've been told, that they're going to print enough of all these old sets to actually do anything to the market price or be enough supply to really change things. Because the minute any older set gets a late supply run, anyone who's an investor is going to snatch that up immediately because that's likely going to be your last chance to get any at any kind of a discount. And all those people would likely be right. That is the time to scoop it up. Like I said in the last video, if you find a time where you can pick things up on a restock or a reprint at a 20, 30% drop, you do it. You do it. The odds of that being a good buy are much more likely than the odds of it not being a good time to pick it up. And so that's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at. Surging Sparks, probably going to be a $300 box in a week or so, the way it's running. And honestly, I don't think anyone really disagrees with that. When looking at the price point at every other box in Scarlet Violet, now look, you could say every box is overvalued. That's fine. But if you're going to take everything at current market prices and compare Surging Sparks to everything at the current price, it deserves to be a $300 box. Probably where it's going to go. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Be back in a new one soon. I'm out.